Hello Game Boys and Game Girls, I'm the Game Boy Guru, and welcome to my final pickups video for 2020, which you'll be seeing in 2021 because I'm recording it on New Year's Eve 2020. I have a lot to go over. Pardon me. I'm going to do this in one take, like I do all my stuff. If I'm sniffing or sneezing or coughing, please excuse me. I do currently have COVID-19. So far, it's, I'm okay. It's been a few rough days, but I'm feeling a little bit better today. So I'm hoping that I'm on the upswing. So let's do something fun and distract me from this, shall we? So, first things first, let's jump over to something I picked up from Walmart. This has been on the shelf for a while, something I've been wanting for a while, and that is Star Wars Pinball for the Switch. Something that I've been thinking about for quite some time, and I believe that you can play this in portrait mode. So this will be maybe a fun one to mess around with in the flip grip. Something that I got in the mail just a week and a half or so ago. Week and a half ago, I think. And a big shout out to Fury Force, who hooked me up with a copy of Mars Matrix for the Dreamcast. This has been on my list for a while. A long while. In fact, ever since I got my Dreamcast and started collecting games for it, I knew this is one I had to have as a shmup, and so this is one that I've been after for quite some time. It's always expensive, and it wasn't cheap, but it's finally one I can scratch off the list. So as of right now, the only domestic shmup that I'm missing on the Dreamcast is Gigawing 2. So yeah, looking forward to checking that out. I did manage to do a little bit of running around earlier in the month. So let's see, I got some stuff from the pawn shop. So we got Saints Row the Third for PlayStation 3. Rogue Warrior, also for PS3. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier, which I was surprised I didn't have. This one apparently is better with Kinect sensor. Supposedly. I don't yet have a Kinect. That's one of those things I still need to get. Grand Theft Auto 5. I did not have GTA 5 yet. Probably because I was waiting to get it on the next gen, which is now last gen. So I never did. Sonic Unleashed. Platinum Hits. Xbox 360 Family Values. And then The Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, yes. This is one that I definitely wanted to make sure that I grabbed. And so I stopped in at Best Buy, and they had a copy of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Now you can see that it is still in the plastic. I have not torn this one open yet, primarily because I was still in the middle of a just for me playthrough of Breath of the Wild again, my 5th overall. And also, I've just been busy, so I have not opened this up and played it yet, but this is probably going to be on the docket for me to play through pretty early here, starting in 2021. I don't think I'll be streaming that one, at least not my first run through it. If I like it well enough, or I feel like I'm good enough at it, because the Warriors style games are not something that I've played much of, then I might decide to do a stream of a second run through, but definitely not the initial run through. That'll just be for me. Oh, let's see here. this was another handful of games I grabbed from Goodwill. So let's see. We got Men of Valor for the Xbox. Secret Weapons over Normandy for the Xbox, which I already have. I think I've got Men of Valor as well. I looked at that. Yep, Men of Valor. So these two, if I remember correctly, what I was thinking at the time when I bought them was that this would go into the pile of games that I'm going to be using for the next RF Generation Fun Drive. So I'm going to set those aside here. I also grabbed a couple of games I didn't have for the Xbox. Shell Shock NAM 67 and 007 Everything or Nothing. And so now I've got all three of this era 007 games on the Xbox. And I believe I have two of the three on PS2. Nope, looks like I've got all three of them. And I don't know if all three of them were on the GameCube as well, but I'm looking to get the whole set. And then Just Dance 2014 for the Wii U. Basically, probably not a game I'll ever play, but something that, as from a collecting standpoint, was a cheap pickup. So, why not? I'm a glutton for punishment. Okay. When I was doing shopping out and about for Secret Santa, I picked up a couple things for myself. So I got Pinball Dreams for the Super NES. Good little game there. Also Bust-A-Move for the Super NES. aka Puzzle Bobble. That's a fun one. I was surprised that I did not have Urban Strike. Excuse me, or at least not a boxed copy. So I managed to get a complete with the manual copy of the game. And so that is good because I was thinking that I had all of these, but apparently not. And Black Ops 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for the PS4. The PS3 version that I bought, I think it was PS3, or it might have been 360, is literally the online only, and I don't pay for those services, so it was just shelf candy, basically. But this, apparently the campaign is quite good, and so I did want to make sure I grabbed this, because I do want to play through the Black Ops games campaigns at some point, and they're not that long, so it's one of those things where if I jump into one and sort of find a groove, then maybe I can kind of blow through them one after another. And I went to GameStop and bought a t-shirt and then some things that I think probably got re-released because of, or another print run because of the Hyrule Warriors game coming out. And that is the Champion Amiibos. So we have Urbosa, Rivali, Mifa, and Daruk. Now I told myself I wasn't going to buy more Amiibos, but I said that with the proviso that if I came across the Champion Amiibos, that I would buy those. And so now I have. If there are any further Amiibos released specific to Breath of the Wild or its sequel, when that comes out, I'll reassess at that point. And of course, if there's another Bayonetta amiibo released when Bayonetta 3 comes out, then I may reconsider that as well. I also got several other packages in the mail here. So we got quite a few to go over. So the first one is that I finally got my order from NG Dev for Gunlord X on the Switch. Comes with this box here and also this little deal with some stickers. So actually, let me set this down so I can show these off. So this cool stickers with some artwork from the game. Pretty cool stuff there. Along with these little postcards. It's time to destroy your master. That's a shoot, jump, explore. Fight the dragon. Oop, I'll have to move these over here. It's game over, man. It's game over, man. And then destroy the boss. So quite a lot of extra little feelies there with the package here. Now let's break into this actual package here and see what we've got. I am going to have to reconfigure my shelf of Switch and PS4 games because I am rapidly running out of space for new stuff. So, we have Gunlord X on the Switch. And I'm going to have to break the plastic on that. And then, of course, the soundtrack, which I'm going to set aside here. I've got a stack of game soundtrack CDs that I need to rip, get on the computer, and then get those files on my phone. So here we are. And one of the cool things is the fun inlay art with the manual that sort of mirrors in a slightly smaller way what's behind it on the deal. And it even has a little manual, which is nice. So, pretty cool stuff. Always like seeing that with modern games, since so many of them don't have manuals. Whoops. So, that is Gunlord X on the Switch. Bear with me a second here while I put this back in the box. There we go. Alright. So there's that. Next up we have Rive Limited Edition. This is PS4. Has a sticker here, plus another one in here. Of course, this coming from Play Asia, East Asia Soft. So they always do these little sticky envelope deals for their exclusive releases. Kind of a nice feature, although sometimes those envelopes can be a bit of a pain to actually get the game back into it once it's been opened. Whoops. So we'll break into this real quick. This is pretty cool, though. It's got, I don't know if it'll show up on camera or not, but the logo for Rive here is embossed, so it's sort of raised and has some texture to it, which I always appreciate. Little subtle touches like that. So, oh, there's more. So here we have a thanks for your support, number 1837 out of 2500. Little art card there. And again, that sort of embossing and texture there. Got the soundtrack by Sonic Picnic. And I'm hoping that there's more information inside, because on the back it literally just says Disc 1, 24 tracks, and gives you the total time. Disc 2, 16 tracks and a total time. So it'd be nice if it actually, you know, had a little bit more information on the songs. And then, of course, the game itself, which I don't know if this has a manual. Some of these do. It does. How about that? Very nice. So yes, a manual in Rive. Ah, good stuff. Good stuff. Yes. Plus some, not just a blank insert, but inlay art you can see there. So, yeah, good stuff. Rive for the PS4. Oh, all right. I will try to get that back in the package later. That'll be too long on camera. Speaking of East Asia Soft, how about Pawa Rumi for the Switch? Once again, now East Asia Soft already put out the PS4 release, physical release of Pawa Rumi, which I have. But one curious thing that I found out is there's a sticker a sticker for the game. One curious thing I found out about the PS4 version is that the developer who made the game, Manufacture 43, they didn't actually make the PS4 version. Someone else ported that game for them. They did the PC version and the Switch version, but they had no part in making the PS4 version. So that is a port and not an original source port from Manufacture 43. So it'll be interesting to play it and see, you know, what's different over time as things are patched and what have you. But like the PS4 version, it has the soundtrack, which I've already ripped from that version. Here is a similar art card. I've got 1438 out of 2000. And of course, the Switch game itself. So it'll be interesting to kind of play these two versions and compare them, because I'm sure they're at least marginally different. Even if the base game is the same, there will likely be a few differences between the two the two games. So let's break this open here. Once again, manual and awesome inlay art. Always love getting these, even if they're super basic. You know, it at least explains the Trinity weapon system and how the different things interact. Plus, it has a little intro on scoring, which is great. Excuse me, because apparently the scoring in the game does have some nuance to it. And let's just stay with East Asia Soft for a minute and look at Soldner X2 final prototype. Because why not? So we got sticker here and the nice sort of understated front cover there. And this logo is once again raised, so I just like that detail. It's a nice little nice little attention to detail. So once again we have a little art card here, planets there, and then 291 out of 2,000. I ordered this a little earlier than I did the others. Got in on this one pretty much day one, I think. So that's pretty cool. Soundtrack CD, of course. That'll go over here in the pile to be ripped. And this is new. I think I knew this was in here when I looked at the bundle, but I had sort of forgotten since I ordered it. Oh yeah. So we've got this fold out, I guess you'd call it a poster. That's sort of a map or, you know, location deal of all the different places in the game, so that's pretty cool. Always love sci-fi space maps and representations like that. And we have the game itself. There's the back, front of the case there. And, once again, complete with a manual, which is always highly appreciated, and some inlay art. So, again, it's usually only a couple of pages, but it's nice to have these to refer to and to complete the package, because so many of these things, we just don't, you know, you don't see that anymore. So, it's very cool to actually get something that feels like it's, you know, a real product. Alright, and now let's move over to limited run games for Blackbird. I like the minimalist packaging on this one as well. You know, real basic but neat little deal. Here's the little limited run collector card that comes with it. So let's see here. This I think I can, yeah, just rip. Oh yeah. This will be a fun one to explore, because this is apparently a very good game. So, we have the Blackbird soundtrack on CD, which again goes in the pile over here. We have this deal here from Onion Games. I do believe this is a poster. This is a large poster. Good grief. Look at that thing. Woo! Whoa. And then something mirroring the... Good grief, I'm dropping everything. That art card. Well, that's cool. There is this, which is kind of neat. This, I'm going to set this aside for a second. Development note, which has some screenshots on the back there. Oh, interesting. Oh, and it's got all kinds of pixel art sheets and a couple of little notes about modeling characters. Oh, yeah. This is neat. Oh, cool. So, some interview information. Round table. Some sketches used in storyboarding the game. And there's some sketches of the bird in various states of being powered up. So this is a neat little resource. That'll be cool to kind of thumb through and and read. And then, of course, we have the game itself. As is typical for limited run, there's just a little quick insert, better than nothing, with some basic control info, which is always appreciated. Little inlay art there. So, very neat to have Blackbird and have that represented here. Let's see. I gotta see if... Yeah, I think that's how that goes. Yeah, I'll figure it out when I put it back in the box. Huh. Which I will not do right at the moment, because there's more to come. And now for the big dog, at least in terms of new games to open, and that is Sisters Royale from Strictly Limited, aka Sisters Royale, I'm being harassed by 5 sisters and it sucks edition. They always send with these postcards with the game that they've got. So let's see. I think I can... Yep, I can just rip. There we go. As with several of these Strictly Limited games, of course, this is just a slip cover so that they can keep the actual packaging separate. So that's got, you know, the Switch logo and all the requisite Nintendo information on there so that they can make this more uniform. So, of course, you've got Sisters Royale here, logo there, Alpha Systems on the back, the magnetic clasp Oh, here we go. So there's several things in here. We've got a set of these little collector cards. So we've got the various sisters. We've got Selma, Noor, Soleil. I'm assuming this is Lale, Esse, and Oz, who might be a DLC character that I'm assuming is included in this version. But I want to say in the base game, Oz is not included. And is DLC normally if you bought the base physical or the or the digital version from the Switch eShop or PSN or Steam. So that is collector cards. Those are kind of neat. Soundtrack, of course. So that goes in the pile. There is this really nice hardbound art book. So you've got some cool illustrations and sketches of the different characters. Oh yeah, rough sketches. Other character art here. Deformed or, mini chibi style art. Let's see, what else? Enemy designs. Some of the mid-boss stuff. Oh, there's a comic with the characters. Nice. Oh wow, there's several panels in here. Of course, these are not translated, but still neat art and fun to go through. So that's a neat piece. Let's see here. We also have, oh my, there are sticker sheets. And this looks like another large poster. Oh my, yeah. So there's a poster with all the sisters. And of course, the game itself. Unfortunately, no manual, but given everything else that you get, it's not a huge surprise that they didn't also print a manual for the game. So, not a huge loss. But, still a cool package of stuff anyway, and lots of little goodies and fun stuff in here, for sure. So let me squeeze some of this back in here real quick. This is going to go on the shelf with the other Switch games. And this will go up on another shelf to display. So you'd think that'd be it, but you'd be wrong. I also got a package here from someone else I want to shout out, and that is DJ Psycho M1. He is a Twitch streamer, and he's a pretty cool guy. He sent me this package because we were talking on his Discord about some things that I was thinking about doing. I was thinking about telling him I've been looking at the possibility of putting together a custom arcade stick, and I've had this idea where this company Brook makes a universal fighting board, and then they also make this retro board, and there's a way that you can sort of marry the two together with a cable so that you can essentially make one all-in-one controller. And anyway, he said, oh yeah, I've got some retro boards, and said that he had some lying around that he wasn't using. And so he sent me one. So I now have a Brook retro board that I can use to start building a custom arcade stick. One of the cool things about the retro board is that it has this RJ45 style Ethernet style port on it. And you can buy or make dongles that will connect to this end to interface with the stick, and then an end that is specific to a console on the other side. So PlayStation, Super Nintendo, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, GameCube, etc. So for any kind of fighting games, classic arcade games, shmups, etc. that use digital control, this is your means of getting a good control method for several of those things, and allowing you to basically build out a control method for so many of these different consoles. So I'm going to have to do some reading and figure out exactly what I need to do in order to make this thing work. But looks like I've got a project ahead of me. I don't know yet whether I want to buy an older stick to gut and redo, or if I want to do a project like I've seen online. You know, you see so many of these goofy arcade sticks where somebody converts an old Tupperware container into an arcade stick or something like that. I don't know that I want to go that far, but I do think I want to do something fun like that where it's something unusual, but would still be comfortable to sit on my lap and play with. So anyway, yeah, Brook Retro Board. So thank you for that. Of course, he sent along these fun stickers for me as well. So I'll have to find a place for one of those. And he sent this awesome arcade token along. This Pixel Dreams, it says here on the one side. And then on the other side, it says Frisco, Texas, established 2015. And then it says NVM. So, pretty cool. So thank you for that, DJ Psycho M1. I really appreciate this. It's a really cool gesture and very nice, Christmas gift, if you will. So I'm going to box this back up for the moment and keep it safe until I decide on the parts that I want to use and actually get something together. And then that might be a fun live stream to do. You know, normally I stream on Twitch, but that might be a fun one to do here on YouTube. The process of actually building that stick. We'll see if I have the guts to do that or not. So, once again, you'd think that'd be all. But you'd be wrong. I got one more big surprise. So I got a box here from a pal of mine who goes by the name Red McKnight. And this gentleman and I have done a couple of deals in the past. I've purchased a couple things from him, some games, and he sold me some Game Boy boxes a while back that I have on the shelf over here. He sold me a Game Boy EverDrive not that long ago. But this time, he really hooked me up. This is something that he mentioned in Discord when we were chatting. And something that I've been wanting to get for a while, but just hadn't sourced anywhere. And that is a spare Wii U. Now, a spare Wii U in and of itself wouldn't be that big of a deal, right? I mean, sure, you know, the Wii U didn't sell super fantastic, so of course it's not going to be largely plentiful, but it also does mean that they are holding their value a bit. Comes with a Pro controller as well, very nice to have an extra one of those. Power adapter. Let's see here. I think there's the charger for the gamepad. He must not have the cradle for it. This is, of course, the Nintendo included cable for the Pro controller. And one of the things he also included is a hard drive. Now, why would that be important? Well, it's important because this particular Wii U is modded. So, not only do I have a spare Wii U, but I have a spare Wii U that is modded. So, this is something that I've wanted. I've been afraid to mod my own, only because I've heard horror stories of people bricking them, and because the consoles are in shorter supply than many of the other ones that you can mod or soft mod. It's one of those things where I have so much time and energy in my Wii U that I didn't want to risk bricking it before I had another one, so that I could maybe buy a spare and then try to mod that. Well, no need, because this one's already soft modded. So thank you very much, Red, for hooking me up with this and giving me the opportunity to play around with the modded Wii U and, you know, do some fun stuff with that. I'll probably continue to keep my original hooked up and continue to probably use that to play my retail games that I have. But this will be fun to hook up to another port on the TV and just mess around with and, you know, see what kind of fun stuff I can do with it. But I'm also glad to have a backup, so that if my device or my Wii U ever does fail, I've got a spare. And this is great because it's still a console that I really enjoy. And even now that I have the Switch and I've been using it for a while, you know, I'm still using my Wii U. So anyway, very happy to finally have a spare Wii U, and on top of that, one that is soft modded, so that I can do some fun things and really play around with it. So now that is everything I've got to show off. Again, I apologize if I'm a little hoarse because of being sick the last few days. I am starting to feel better, obviously. I wouldn't have done this video if I wasn't. But yeah, I wanted to show this stuff off, get it recorded, make sure that you know, I kind of closed out the year with something positive, and just have a whole bunch of stuff here I wanted to unpack and you know, show you guys. So anyway, what do you think? How many of you have a modded Wii U or have played around with one or would like to? And of the new games that I picked up here, all these new boxed games that I just got in the mail, you know, all these shmups and Gunlord and everything, which of these would you play first and why? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing so you can see more of my videos in your YouTube feed. I'll have a link in the description where you can check out my Game Boy reviews. That is gameboyguru.blogspot.com. Also check out Nira's channel. He provided the Super Mario Land overworld theme that I use as the intro for a lot of my videos, and he does a bunch of other great chiptune and game music covers as well, so please go check those out. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for playing, and game on.